This tutorial will show you how to transform your Scape photos in Gran Turismo 7 from this to this. Let's begin by choosing our location. If you're following along, this Scape is called New Guinea, and it can be found under the Mountain Pass section under Genre. So, starting with the car tab, let's go ahead and place our car. You can literally place your car anywhere on this road here. But to get a great dynamic shot, I'm going to angle it a little bit here, and this is going to make it look like we're in a barely controlled slide. Find a nice spot here. I'm going to have the back tire actually off the road. Once we have that, our steering angle is important here because the farther we crank that wheel, the more it is going to help convey a sense of direction later on. We also need to turn panning on and ramp that travel speed all the way up. Under your detailed settings, this lets you rough up the car a little bit. You can get some dust on it, scratches, oil stains, look nice. Big things you want to do here: put some dirt on the tires and turn on some brake dust. This is again going to make it look like the car hasn't just driven out of a showroom, it's being driven hard. Our image still looks pretty static because the game doesn't apply your settings until you've actually taken the shot. So let's move on to the camera tab and we can make some real magic happen. Once you're in the camera tab, anytime you want, you can go ahead and hit triangle. This is going to render your photo as your settings hit. We don't have any settings turned on right now, so this looks pretty awful. So you're just going to hit circle, back out of this, no reason to save it. So let's start by using the left stick, just zoom in. Get the car large in the center. And this is going to give us two benefits. First of all, it's going to take out a lot of unnecessary junk in the photo that we don't want in there. And second, when you zoom in with a telephoto lens, you're going to get a little bit of distortion around your edges, and this is once again going to give us a little more of that chaotic action shot we're trying to achieve. Let's drop our aperture down to 8. The lower the number here means that less of your photo is going to be in crisp focus when the image renders. So we don't want the trees in the background and everything to be in super high definition, but we do want it to be large enough that the entire car is nice and crisp. Single autofocus turned on. This lets us take this little box here and we can actually choose where we want the absolute most focus to be in. Shutter speed is actually how long your camera is recording your shot. So a lower number is going to allow you to let more light in. It's going to create some blurred effects for items that are moving. That's not what we want here. So I'm going to actually raise this all the way up to 1/1000th of a second so that we can capture more of a precise moment in time as our car is moving. This lets us have faster moving cars. Now if we render our photo after that, we're going to see that we can actually start to make sense of some things. It's looking a lot better, but there's still a lot more we can do. So, what panning does, your camera is going to actually rotate as the car goes by. This helps you to get more of the car in focus, and it's also going to blur your background a little bit. So what we want to do here, I'm going to lower the tracking ratio just a little bit to have the camera move a little bit slower than the car. When this happens, it's going to, again, put some really nice crisp focus on my focal point. It's going to give a little bit of a motion blur to the edge of the car. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. All right, now we're getting somewhere. The front of the car's just a little bit out of focus. We got some blur going on. The tires aren't super still yet. We want to make it look like those are still spinning and we didn't just set the car here. So what if we want to add just a little bit more? Unfortunately, in Scapes mode, we can't add smoke effects. We can't, do a whole lot beyond here because it's made for a static image. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Photoshop and we're going to add just a little bit more magic to it. Alright guys, as I'm getting everything ready here to show you in Photoshop, just want to leave you a reminder, if you like what I'm doing, go ahead, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like what I'm doing, comment as well. Tell me why you don't like it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. If you'd like to see more of this, just tell me what you'd like to see. So moving forward here, I've got my image pulled up in Photoshop. I've, through Google, found some nice little smoke trails and smoke effects. Just did really quick cutouts on those. So I'm going to start with some wheel smoke here. So that's a start. It looks just a little bit much coming out of a front wheel right here. So I'm just going to drop the opacity down a little bit, and I'm going to change the way the blending mode works until you can just start to see the wheel in there. A lot of times with smoke or other effects, less is more. If you have too much, it really doesn't look right, and you really want to go in and make sure that subtlety is key. The idea here is to make it look like you haven't done anything. Okay, one final thing I'm going to do here, just to draw a little more attention to the car, I'm going to go in and I am going to add a little bit of a blur to the background layer. And once again, that's just going to draw some more, draw our focus in towards our subject here. So if you like this, once again, leave me a like, comment, tell me what you'd like to see me do more. Do you have a car or a design or a Scape or something that you'd like to see? I'm going to be doing another one of these on capturing great race photos from the replay mode. So make sure you subscribe so you can see when that gets posted, and I'll see you all soon.